So in this video, I wanted to explore something that has really gotten my interest over the last handful of months, especially from like the last year or so maybe. So for some context, I know a lot of games are very popular. There are so many games, so many games anymore that it is genuinely becoming borderline impossible to play them all. I used to think like, oh, I'm gonna buy my wish list one day and I'm gonna have so much fun and play every game in the world when I retire. But I feel like the problem is there are just so many games. And the problem that I have experienced in this last however long is that there are so many games that are free. And today I wanted to start off this exploration of games, gacha games, with a game that has really got my interest, that being Arknights.
Arknights.
Yes. Arknights
Good morning, Doctor.
is a game you may have heard of, but it's not that one. I know there is Arknight Arknight Enfield, that has come out recently, but we are not talking about that today. No, today we are taking a look at the original Arknights, released on May 1st, 2019, but the global didn't come until January 16th, 2020.
Yo, something to drink, Doctor? Oh, dear Lord. I pay my taxes on time every month, okay?
I wanted to start off this kind of introspective series with one of the most admirable, but also one of the most convoluted gacha games I've played so far. So I know that's going to probably sound like a big accusation off the rip, but bear with me.
What took you so long? Next time you make me wait for you in a stuffy little box, don't blame me if I get a little rude.
So let's cover the basics. Arknights is a tower defense gacha game. There are a ton of characters, and so many characters with so much room for growth and potential that it really is a game that is just gonna be complicated, right? It's just gonna be complicated. Unfortunately, there are so many characters and there are so many niche uses of said characters that it is almost impossible to really boil it down. You have characters that shoot very far. You have characters that are melee defenders that sit on tiles. You have medics. You have specialists, which do anything from AoE damage to pushing and pulling and all sorts of weird, funky units that do all sorts of crazy stuff. Arknights is not a jack of all trades kind of game. It is a game where your diversity of a roster, and trust me, you will get a diverse roster with the amount of pulls and free pulls that the game throws at you, especially off the start, but even just casually playing through it, I think it is very generous that you will get at least a 10 pull probably every week, if not every 2 weeks. Probably somewhere between a week and a half to 2 weeks, which in my opinion, I think is quite a lot, truthfully. And just while we're here, I kind of want to break down the gacha system. So I like the game's gacha system. It's not too complex, several ways to earn the ability to pull people. The main one being you earn this resource called a rundum from playing. There's like a weekly thing you can do to get a bunch of it, but you can also get it from milestones, rewards, especially from this little dude, this little icon, Arknight, or Arknight Prime if you're not on a first name basis. You can convert it to a rundum, which you use to pull the various gacha pools. So far, for me, there hasn't been more than like 4 of these on screen, but actually at the time of recording this, post writing this, there was like 5 or 6 because there's a lot going on. They're very straightforward about what you can pull. which characters are boosted. It even shows you what the characters do. If you click on them and look at their skills, it shows you what they look like when they're maxed out, which is pretty cool. And it seems really generous, I'm gonna be honest. And however long of playing Arknights, I genuinely feel like I pulled more than when I played like almost my entirety of playing Raid Shadow Legends. So, and there's usually the first time you do a temple, a guaranteed 5-star or higher. You're guaranteed to get something really good. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've had a set of pulls yet where I did not get at least a 5-star or higher. I don't know if I'm just lucky. I don't know what's up, but yeah. Also, in addition to the gacha system, there is this thing called recruitment, where you can use these little recruitment voucher things, and you can set a time limit. It can be anywhere from an hour to 9 hours. I always go 9 hours on this because that gives you the highest chance to get a higher rarity. And I've gotten a 5-star from this several times, believe it or not. So, you know, that's the gacha. That's it. That there are so many characters and so much room to build side characters that Arknights is just at its core. And this is not just on a character level. This is on a many amount of ways. Arknights is a convoluted game. I really like it. I think Arknights excels at giving you complex strategy that really says, hey, you have to kind of figure this out. And sometimes some of your best wins will be by the skin of your teeth, really taking advantage of game mechanics and just sending it. And sometimes it's as much as just changing one tower, you know, one character. Rarity isn't everything. Some of my best characters are 4-star characters. One of my biggest carries is a 4-star character named Perfumer.
Listen to me, Doctor. It's for your own good.
And I completely replaced my 5-star medic with her. So it is one of those things where you have to really get to know the game and know that it's not just a stat check. It is strategy. And that is something that is going to put people off or it's going to pull people in. And I think that's one of the best ways to describe Arknights as a game. There are so many things that are going to put so many people off, or they are going to pull people in completely, because Arknights knows what it is, and it is very, very passionate about it. And the thing that I think I like about Arknights, in addition to all the gameplay, is this fun little base building part. And honestly, I don't want to say too much about it because it's very straightforward. You get materials, use those materials to build a base. Honestly, like 80% of the base is just pre-assigned. You only can really customize like 6 to like 9 of the rooms on the left side, but everything else is pre-established. But I think it's really great and it's really fun, and I don't mind that at all.
Doctor!
Doctor, did I not tell you to behave yourself?
Yeah. But definitely the core of what makes or breaks Arknights is 2 things, right? And these 2 things are the gameplay. You will love it or hate it, or be somewhere in between, probably. And the story. So, we got our characters, we got our standard things, our levels, our stats, promotion, which is basically like any game you've ever played, where you get the character leveled up, then you reset them to level 1, and you get them leveled up, and then you reset them to level 1. You can do that 2 times. Then there's some other stuff. You can upgrade the skills. It just upgrades all of their skills up to level 7. And there's like a little potential system, which is really just if you get a duplicate, then it upgrades the character. And then later on, this ties into the shop, which we'll get there, but you can use excess duplicates to get more stuff from the shop, which is pretty cool. It's pretty straightforward, but the depth at which characters can grow in Arknights is very different. Because, for example, I have played other gacha games, of course. I have played Cookie Run Kingdom, which is just levels. Level up your character, level up your stats. I've played gacha games, and a lot of times it's just level your dude up. But Arknights has level your guy up, promote him, level him up again, promote him, level him up again, specialize him, specialize him. Then you have the modules which come in later. There's just a lot going on there. Yeah, there's a lot. I'm just going to sum up the gameplay section with a lot. Now, the other hardest part of Arknights, without a doubt, is the story. I really mean it when I say this endearingly, but the hardest part for me in Arknights is the story. I don't hate it at all. I think the story is just like the gameplay. It will make you or it will break you. And while I love a story and I love a universe that takes itself very seriously and really wants to make you a part of it, I completely, wholeheartedly believe the story alone is something that can push people out the door. Because there is so much writing. So much writing. I'm not even kidding when I say this, but there is an in-game skip button you can hold down, which scales up from 2 times all the way to 32 times. And there have been multiple occasions where, admittedly, I am a fast reader, but I have had it on 16 or 32 times, and I'm reading most of it, whatever I just need to get through. And I'm just sitting there for a minute or two on that high of a speed up. It just has you sitting there like, oh, well, maybe like that. But if you're into it, it has you sitting there like this. But if you're not into it, it's like... So, it's just crazy. It is crazy. One time during one of the events, I had the speed on auto. Auto at 2 times speed. So that means I didn't have to click or hold it down. And I'm not even kidding. I was playing another mobile game, like a gacha game, on my phone, right? I was playing another one on my phone. And it took about 16 and a half minutes to get through this cutscene. And I'm not kidding. Because I wanted to see how long it would take. Because I knew it was a long cutscene. I had already done it once. And I really wanted to see how long it took. If you get into the story, right? If you look at the story and you're like, wow, I love this story. You will be spoon-fed whole. Because Arknights loves itself. It loves itself. It wants you to be a part of it. And it's just, for me, and I think for a lot of people, too much. I love a story. I love a good story. But I do a battle, and I've been so put off from doing the story mode more for this reason. But you do a battle, and then you get 2 to 10 minutes of story. And it's cool if the story is substantial. It's cool if the story is captivating. But a lot of times it's just characters talking about stuff where no one knows what's going on. Or it's just fleshing out characters, which again is cool. But I really want to play the game. And especially as an adult with only so much time, my choices are to not know what's going on in the story or spend a lot of my time reading, and it's maybe like 10% of it is going to actually matter. Because it's not just flavor or fluff or world building or characterization or characters wondering what's going on and basically knowing next to nothing. That's a really crappy compromise to have to make, and I think it definitely is a severe factor into how much you will like Arknights as the game stands. If you don't care and you don't want to care and it doesn't bother you that you don't know what's going on, you probably won't care at all. You can just hit skip and it'll be whatever. You won't even know. But if you do care about a story and you do like writing and you want to get into it, it is just so much. It is just like the gameplay, incredibly overbearing because it knows what it is and it does not shy from it. If there is one thing I can praise about Arknights, it is the characters.
Doctor, what are you muttering there? I won't force you to recite any poems, but you have read them, have you not?
Oh, Doctor, would you like to go for a walk together? Huh? Oh, where's my tool bag?
The characters are so charming and so flavorful and so much fun. I love logging into the game and one of the random characters I assigned to be on my little home screen shows up and is like, hey,
Yo!
good to see you again. Or I love going into my base and gathering materials and clicking on my dudes and they have little witty lines, and the characters are just so unique and it is so fun. I have characters that I have deeply gotten like a genuine, like, these are some of my favorite characters I've gotten to experience in a game in a minute with, you know, characters like La Pluma or, you know, a character like even Perfumer. I actually really like Perfumer. And then I'm kind of blanking on her name right now. I'll probably throw her up on the screen, but she's just like this silly little owl inspired character with a nail gun, and all of her lines are just so goofy. She's like, I used to work in a construction company and I would work overtime so much that I remembered I didn't even sleep, and so I had been working for 30 hours straight. Yeah, that sucked. Or she'd say stuff like, I'll stay here like a nail. Or it's like shooting nails at wood. I don't know. It's just so silly. And I love it. It's also fun to just see what outfits they have because all the outfits are really pretty. I will say that. It's like one of the few sources of monetization that the game has. And I think that's a perfect segue to the one section we have not hit yet. The shop. Microtransactions. There's not really much to talk about. It doesn't ever advertise itself in your face. It doesn't really ever give you a pay-to-win path. I mean, it probably does. Let's be honest, it probably does. Even just pulling your units and getting them upgraded is technically pay to win. But most of what the shop sells are cosmetics. And hey, game devs gotta eat. Path of Exile, not a gacha game. Well, maybe. Path of Exile has proven that a game can be completely free to play and only sell cosmetics and be massively successful. It's a model that works, and I really wish more companies would embrace this instead of selling you $15 packs that give you like a gun. I quite like the shop, and there's a lot in the shop that a free-to-play player like myself actually takes advantage of, which, you know, that probably has you going like, whoa, a shop that I can use as a free-to-play player, really? No way. But seriously, there's a whole section which is based around several of the game's core mechanics that you earn through playing the game to then get stuff to help push your account further. I quite like it. I think it's a very good shop, especially because it only very rarely, like when a new update drops or a crossover happens, advertises monetary stuff in front of your face. Where a game can net people with easy access and surface deep intentions, it needs desperately to retain players it's snared with depth, which Arknights does in abundance. Unfortunately, especially statistically, it's been proven that simpler games attract a lot more players than intricate, feature-heavy ones. You know, I could count on all of my fingers 10 friends I know who love Stardew Valley, but I could probably count 1 or 2 that love some of my favorite games, like Kenshi. Players who've already been sold will eat up Arknights. They will eat it, they will play it every day, they'll be excited for Thursday when the guard mission opens and you can get guard tokens to level up your new guard that you pulled the other day. A lot of players are going to be overwhelmed. They're going to hate they have to wait 2 days to do a different type of mission. And they're going to see how much story is being yapped at them. They're going to get behind the curve because they don't understand everything. They're going to be overwhelmed by having like 30 characters off rip because you're going to have the starter ones plus like 2 or 3 10 pulls. There's just so many roadblock moments for Arknights that make it really hard. I really respect Arknights for its dedication to a story, to a world, you know, everything that it really loves. But I want to play the game, and sometimes it's really hard because I'm either skipping through cutscenes or you know, counting on like my general understanding of events, or I'm googling what a character does when it's fully maxed out. There's just some big roadblocks, and it might seem like I'm slamming this because it's difficult, that it's complex, but to a degree I am. 32 times speed as a built-in feature. It's crazy. But I really am so interested in so many parts of Arknights that I feel like it's worth it to the degree I have immersed myself. And I say that because if you want my biased opinion, I say all this while loving Arknights. They got me on a hook, and I just really want to be transparent about my opinions, even when I really like something. I don't want to sell a lie and be like, this game is phenomenal with no holes. The reality is Arknight can and will lose players, even with them doing their absolute best, because this game is too much for a casual gamer to dip their toes in. But where does this leave us in the end? I wasn't really sure what else to say because I really do love Arknights. And it's my first time making a video like this. My first time making a video that wasn't just like some stream highlights or a meme I thought about. I don't want to unceremoniously be like, "Hey, bye," but I also don't want to tell you what opinion to have. I feel like the thought craft behind this idea, this potential series idea, was to showcase gacha games for their strengths and weaknesses. Because Arknights is a game that has both in abundance. I love the way it racks my brain to come up with team comps for all the different types of contents. That moment where it clicks and I get the perfect win. You know, I love the characters. I want to build mine up and see what fun new ones I have on the horizon. I want to see my little base. I want to decorate it, especially with this Sanrio collab. I would love to just have like a little Sanrio base. And I'm gonna keep playing and see where the pace takes me, where this road, this adventure ends. Because yeah, it's overwhelming, it's difficult, it's ridiculous sometimes. I think that's probably my TLDR. The pros are its depth. The cons are its depth. The pros is its genuineness to immerse you in a world. Its cons are its determination to immerse you in a world. Its pure pros is it's very new player friendly in the sense that it's not going to try to steal all your money. It's not malicious. But what it will steal is your time if you see it through. I promise that. To wrap up, if you're interested, I would love for you to add me in game. You could add me via my player ID. I think it'll be on the screen here. And this isn't like a sponsored video, of course. None of this is sponsored. This is just my thoughts, my opinions. So, hey, if you try it out and you add me and we can help each other out in game, that's awesome. And if it's not your cup of tea, if you're not into what Arknights sounds like, I'm glad I could save you the time. Because as I said in the beginning, I think with the sheer abundance of games, especially free-to-play games out there, it is just overwhelming knowing which ones to put your time into. If this video helped you out in any way, and it helped you form an opinion, I'm very happy to have humbly helped. I would love for you to ask below. I would love to hear your thoughts below, to comment what you liked about this or what you hate about this. Eventually, one day, I will play Arknights Enfield. So, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you liked the video. It's my first time doing something like this. Until we meet again.